All right, good evening, ladies and DeGents. Welcome back to the Distinguished DeGents podcast. This is the Week 4 NFL Handicaps and Predictions. This is the condensed Bachelor Party episode. I'm officially in Bachelor Party mode. I'm done with work. And unfortunately, we are coming a little early this week, so we didn't get a full slate of handicaps out for you folks, but we didn't want to leave you empty-handed, so tonight we're actually going to give you just basically our straight up best picks. Joining me from the other side of the internet, my co-host, Money Mansman. Money Mansman, how's your evening going so far? Are you ready for this fucking bachelor party?
It's good, yeah. Hell, man, I was gonna say happy bachelor party weekend. So hallelujah.
Thank you, sir. I'm actually I'm hoping for some good vibes, not just for this weekend, but this is actually the shirt I had proposed to my fiance in at the concert. This is the band we saw. So I'm wearing it tonight, hoping it, brings me good luck, good vibes. Makes my picks hit. You know how that goes.
Yeah, no, I got you, man. I got you. Fingers crossed.
Hell yeah, dude. But anyways, yeah, so we really only got, I do 5 best bets. You usually only do 3. So I think to balance this out, if our teams don't get picked for anything, I vote we have to at least handicap those, since to give some sort of entertainment value to cap it off. But
yeah.
Actually, but yeah, anyways, with that said, Money Mansman, I got 5 picks ready to go at the very least, maybe 6. I do have a couple other games in mind too, so maybe I can give a response. But overall, week 4, a lot of the spreads have evened out. Closer to 3, closer to 2. This is going to be a different type of tough slate. What are you expecting for week 4 going into these Sunday games?
Yeah, kind of a tough slate. This is it kind of lucked out because this was going to be an avoid week just because I didn't have a whole lot of time to handicap. I may try and do some handicaps during the bachelor party, after shit cools down, or if there's a little bit of downtime in between shit, but not going to have a lot of time. And this is such a tough card. I was like, you know what? I don't think I have, in terms of contest plays, I don't know if I have 5 games on this card that I'm really ecstatic about. This would be a really tough week. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, well, maybe what we do is maybe we can convince each other of one game or another. That's going to have to be the hope here as far as getting a decent handicap in for the week, at least on our end. My expectations, a lot of really weird matchups. I know Denver and Chicago is the shit game of the week. I don't think we have to pretend there. It's a lot of really close spread games and a lot of close, not even close, a lot of blowout potential games. There's really not too many in betweens. And I think that's really what makes this week hard, because it's you just get so many games that are close, or at least appear close according to the odds. And then all of a sudden you get a minus 14 with San Francisco.
Yeah. And I don't like a lot of dogs this week like last week. I'm a little bit more negative on the dogs this week. Not for lack of fun, but
there is one dog I liked, and I really won't tease it, but what I will say is for those of you who are wondering where our Thursday night handicap is, we have moved those to the recap episodes, folks. So if you haven't subscribed to the page, you guys need to catch up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us at the DeGents podcast on YouTube. We are now on Spotify as well. And not to mention too, producer John, Harbor Discussions channel. Give him a look as well if you like the hardcore scene in Maryland. But anyways, getting back into it. We already gave our Thursday night game. Money Mansman, let's start this off with some over-unders. What is your over-under play of the week?
Oh, okay. I was going to have you start first because you have more picks than
me. Oh, sure. You know what? That's fine. Do you want the over or do you want my under pick?
Sure.
We'll defer this.
Why don't you give my over-under play of the weeks and over this week? So why don't you start with your over?
Sure. My over of the week, and this is the second battle of the auto fades on the slate. I'm going over, and I'm going to check these. We do go by FanDuel odds, by the way, folks. It is still there. Okay, so right now it's 46, and it's over 46 for this Broncos fucking Bears game. Neither team has a fucking.
Wow, double like my over-under play over Broncos Bears. It's actually 45.5 on DK, so you might want to look at that.
I actually like that value better, believe it or not. Both these defenses are just absolutely pitiful. And don't get me wrong, do I think the Broncos will probably win this? I honestly do, and as pissed off as I am at this spread, I'm pissed off about the situation that the Broncos are a non-conference 3.5-point road favorite. First of all, at this point, Russ should never be a favorite, period, especially a road favorite. But this Bears team, they're absolutely fucking they're probably the NFC version of like the worst team, in my opinion. Broncos could be first, but also like I do think Broncos are coming off a bad loss against the Dolphins. Russ, did we lose Money Mansman, or is he still here?
No, I'm here.
All right, cool. I'll continue. So basically, like the idea was that Russ has been serviceable this year. It's not like he's actually been making a lot, like too many boneheaded mistakes. He looks a little bit more like the Russell Wilson of old. So I do expect there to be this continuance of like these offensive drives, at least in the first half. If I had to play this game, I would play Broncos first half. I don't know if I would play them the full game, because the Broncos, especially for the last few games, get off to really hot starts. Seems like their offense is going to keep this game going, or at least keep it close, and then they just give up in the second half. So that would be my half play. But as far as the over-under, I mean, both defenses suck. Justin Fields is at home, and I think that I know he can't make reads, but Denver's rush defense they literally had 6 guys on the ground trying to stop one running back. I can only imagine what Justin Fields is going to do to these guys. I could see him going for 200 rushing yards this game. I could see Justin Fields having a comeback game of the year. And for those of you out there saying the Broncos can't lose this game, they absolutely fucking can. Like, these are the type of games.
Yeah.
These are the type of games Denver can lose or blow in the second half. So, but with that said, over 46, I think it might be a lot closer than we think come fourth quarter, but I think Russell Wilson could also make this a statement game and, remind the world he still got it. So that's my hope. That's my handicap.
Yeah.
So,
again, not planned, but going to this garbage game for the over. I won't repeat much of what you said. The big thing for me, surprising, because we think of Denver as like a deadbolt under team, but I think 7 of their last 8 have been on the over now. They're on a big over stretch, and their defense has been terrible to start this year. I remember you week 1 talking about how Denver was they started out as an under team and then had a lot of overs in the end of the year. This has become a deadbolt over team, and I said last week the Bears defense is just an abomination. So, 100%. This number just seems very low for a game where, I mean, again, 38-24 is not out of the realm of possibilities in this game by any stretch.
And the one nugget I found, 7 of the last 8 Bears games against AFC opponents have all hit the over. So there's a stat line for you there. But again, kind of like what we were saying, I can just see both these defenses laying an egg. I could see Russell Wilson throwing for 3 touchdowns, 350. And he gets a win, and and the overreaction will be maybe Russell Wilson still got it. Maybe Denver can turn this around still. Are the Bears really that bad? But I could see the inverse with Justin Fields too. I could see him rushing for 200 and just obliterating this Denver defense. Over 46 is just insane.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for your under?
So I got a little treat for the folks here. This is going to be one of 2 fade of the weeks in addition to my under.
Oh. But
the underplay for this one, in my opinion, is stronger. I'm actually going under for the London game, under 43.5 for Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, pitiful quarterback, looked really bad against the Lions. He's going on a road game to London, and I would say that it's a neutral site, but let's be honest, it's the London Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has been there before, but Trevor Lawrence has also been playing like dog shit too. And I don't know if them coming off a bad loss to Houston is going to just mean that they're going to bounce back against this Atlanta team. in my opinion. And like the one good game that this Jaguars team has had was against the Colts, in a game, like we've said multiple times, literally came down to the fourth quarter when it just kind of got out of the Colts' hands and they lost it anyways. But I think that, like I said, I think this is a one and done team. I actually think the Falcons could go into London. I actually think they could beat them, but I think the fact that it's a 3-point swing seems a little bit low at first. But I mean, this Falcons team has been playing a lot of really, really close games. If you actually don't look at that Detroit game, you look at all the Desmond Ridder games, haven't really been that bad. And also the London Jaguars. The London Jaguars have only won one of their last 4 matchups in London. They're 0-3 all time against the NFC in London. And the Falcons, they've beaten the Jaguars in 4 straight matchups. They've won 5 of their last 6. They covered their last matchup as road favorites. And now I'm getting the Falcons team as a road dog with, let's be honest, I think an equal caliber quarterback compared to, Mariota. And Trevor Lawrence, too. Don't forget, he's really bad against the NFC. 1-9 straight up in ATS in his career. So I think a lot of maybe some sharps are looking for the Jags to rebound here. Not me. So sort of a fade of the week, but I really like the under here more.
Yeah, I think 7 straight in London have gone under now. So the trend line.
3 of the last 4, I think,
3 of the last
have gone
4?
under.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe the stat I saw was wrong, but yeah, the point is, yeah, a lot of under London games, and yeah, definitely. Maybe it's the Jaguars games in London. I'm not sure, but anyway, point being,
could be.
Yeah, I endorse both your picks. Those were the sides I would go with. So,
all right. Any other insights for that game?
Nope.
All right, right on. All right. So with that said, that was fade of the week 1 and my over and under. Money Mansman, do you, sir, have a fade of the week?
I'm trying to think if any of my plays would constitute a fade of the week. Oh, yeah. I'll give this one. This was sort of like my secondary dog of the week, but there's a game that I prefer more. I'll go fade of the week. Vegas Raiders plus 5.5 against the Chargers. It's going to be a glorified home game for the Raiders. These teams always seem to play nip and tuck games. They played a 5-point game in LA last year. This would definitely be my fade. The Chargers coming off a win, 2 of the worst coaches in football. I think the Raiders could get something going against like a bad Chargers defense. So, yeah, and I think the Chargers, I think they haven't covered against the AFC as favorites in like their last 4 home games. So they're not exactly world beaters either. So, yeah, if I had to go with a fade of the week, I'll give you my secondary dog of the week. Vegas Raiders to cover.
Totally unplanned, folks. Double fade of the week. I actually wanted to fade the Chargers here. Now, mind you, my fades of the weeks and Money Mansman's fades of the weeks are a little bit different. My fades are pure spread picks. I don't generally pick my fades on the money line because I actually would be tempted to play the Chargers money line here. Herbert, ever since that brutal overtime loss in 2020 in the COVID season, Herbert's been decent against the Raiders, 2-0 at home straight up, and the Raiders haven't won on the road since 2020 against either the Chiefs or the Chargers. They've lost 4 straight. Josh McDaniels, the only other AFC team he's beaten on the road besides the Broncos, he hasn't beaten any. The only other team he's beaten on the road was the Seattle Seahawks. So, but I think this is a type of game you have to take the 5.5 here with the Raiders. This Chargers team literally tries to find ways where they lose. Number 1. Number 2, the Chargers haven't covered a 5.5 point spread all year. They haven't covered a 5.5 point spread going back into it's been literally since last season, since the last time this team has covered. Now all of a sudden they're just going to win by 6 against this Raiders team. Considering the last 2 out of the 5, it came down to overtime, came down to a field goal. And these teams always tend to play close, especially like with divisional road matchups. They tend to play close. So I would take the 5.5 here with the Raiders at this point. The other 2 small nuggets, I have a couple other nuggets, but yeah, Let's see here. The average between all the games these two teams have played since 2019, the average point differential is only 5.75. So you're literally getting under at 6. Jimmy G, he's won 2 straight against the AFC West, if that helps you. But yeah, my primary thing, the Chargers haven't covered this number since last season. So I don't know why we're going to lay that now. So yeah, fade of the week, fading the Chargers. Once again, folks. I'm going to find every reason every week to fade this Chargers team until they prove me otherwise.
Why did you go with your dog of the week? Because I think we're going to agree on the dog of the week.
Now to be fair, there were other underdogs that were in consideration, but I didn't really have the time to properly handicap it. So, for those of you who checked out our recap episode, I think you know where I'm going to go with this. This is a straight Chewbacca game. The Seattle Seahawks plus 1.5 was plus 110 earlier this morning. I cashed that earlier today. Now I think they're back down to minus 102. I think back down to a pick 'em on the money line. But minus 106 now, but still plus 1.5. I'm going to yell at the sports books if you don't take over, because this could get ugly. But Money Mansman, was this your dog of the week too? Are we about to have a double dog?
Yeah, well, I really wanted to go against it, but let me read some of the numbers of how bad a Giants play would be here.
So yeah, by the way,
go ahead.
No, I'm going to yell at the sports books. I did this shit last week with y'all, with the Jets. 2.5 points. Like they were nothing. Like the Patriots had no history against the Jets. We've already had 2 weeks this season of Daniel Jones in primetime. We know who he is. We know what he does. You make him a home favorite on Monday Night Football. This is Chewbacca. This does not make sense whatsoever to me. It is asinine.
It might even be worse than you know. Giants, 7 straight losses on Monday Night Football. Oh, it gets worse. They haven't covered at home against the NFC West. 11 straight losses against the spread, against the NFC West at home. Like the numbers are terrible.
What?
They're terrible against the NFC West at home. They're terrible on Monday Night Football. We know Daniel Jones sucks on Monday night. Oh, and if you watch the season, the Seahawks look like much the better team. I'm almost thinking this is like a trap game because it just looks too easy. Seahawks as a dog is like probably, I mean, honestly, you could argue best bet, but definitely dog.
I would argue it. I mean, what I literally hit this and I was like, guys, this line might flip. What the fuck are we thinking? And I literally I looked for every angle. Where's the trap here? And not to mention too, we saw this game last year. Now, mind you, it was in Seattle, but the Seahawks beat the Giants last year, 27-13. 0-4 at home against the NFC West. They haven't covered in 5 straight. Seattle's won 5 of the last 6 against the fucking G-Boys. But Daniel Jones, 0-6 on Monday night. Like you said, the Giants, 0-7.
This is like, one you pound like first half. You pound. I think you look Seattle over here. Like every Geno Smith prop, Daniel Jones. If you can
my lord, yeah,
under because his over under will be at like 150 yards. Like this is a game you load up on, I think, and get fat.
This might be the mortgage bet. This might be the mortgage. I literally, unless I'm missing something, this might be the mortgage bet.
God, I love this could be half in this game too because you know the Giants always start out like fucking donkey shit. And the fact
what is the first? Oh my lord, that should be the mortgage bet. Money Mansman, I think we need to do that. I think that needs to be the play. I might have to call it early.
What are they? Half a point first half.
You want the spread?
Yeah.
Plus 1.5, minus 140.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Not good return, but I mean
you could probably get them the tie no bet at fucking.
Yeah, this would be. I mean, where are we? Let me check the money line here. Maybe that will be.
Because think about it, the Giants
First.
always get off to a bad start, and it's weird because a lot of times you think, well, they have 11 days rest. That's going to give them an advantage. I think they could come out flat as a pancake and be down 10-0
Oh, here you
before
go.
the first quarter's over.
2 plays for you folks. You can get the Giants under 10.5 first half points, minus 110.
Oh, wow. Really?
First half winner, 3-way, no push, plus 120 Seattle.
Jesus Christ.
This is a game I think you load up. It, like you said, but I think
you could make an
the
argument
first half
for first quarter too. Like first quarter, if you could get the Seahawks plus a half, like I don't know, this is dangerous. I could.
It's actually worse. It's plus 1.5 still, but it's minus 186. You can get a first quarter winner 3-way no push at plus 135.
I mean, want the push there just in case, but it's like 0-0. But
I mean, you could load up on that as a hedge. It's plus 300. I mean,
yeah, you could really like anything Seattle in this game. I don't know, man. I heard like on the Giants podcast they were talking about. Well, we just got to go and beat Seattle now. Like, well, they're not the Bears. I mean, did you see what Seattle did last week to Carolina?
Did they get Saquon back? That would be my. Did they get Saquon back? Like, but I thought he was on IR
with a high ankle sprain. I don't think so. No, they got.
I mean, that's the only way this line to me makes sense. Is Saquon's in day to day with his ankle injury?
Oh, maybe he'll play. Oh, maybe he'll play week 4. Honestly, I'm waiting. I'm going to wait and hope he does because then the line will go to like +2 or like 2.5 or something, and it'll just be even more stupid. Kind of a gamble.
I still think, I mean, if it does, this is why we're a gambling podcast, folks. We're literally telling you, drop everything you're doing and put this on the Seahawks. Double dog, double fade, double over. This is insane. We literally don't plan this shit. This is the third fucking week out of the year. I swear to God,
especially because like this week, literally, like I didn't even really get a chance to look at all the games. I just looked at the lines that jumped out to me. I know our best bet won't be the same because I did something different with the best bet this week. So
mine's not gonna be what I think you would expect, but Money Mansman, we'll defer to you. Or wait, hold on. We still have that was our dog of the week. So last one left is our favorite of the week, best bet on the card. Money Mansman, your best bet.
This is why you probably won't follow it, but this to me is the best. I said first half king. It's actually a first half bet. Kansas City Chiefs first half minus 6.5 against the Jets. Hear me out why I like the minus 6.5 better. Zach Wilson is at least starting the game. The Jets are going to get down early against the Chiefs. The line's 9.5 now. It's fluctuated between 9.5 to 10. I could see the Jets potentially rallying late if at halftime Simeon gets the nod at quarterback. I could see them potentially like at home, maybe getting close to a push, maybe a late backdoor cover to sort of make the game look prettier than it is. I don't know. I still think that's unlikely. What I like a lot more is the Chiefs under a touchdown. At least it was under a touchdown when I looked at it. 6.5 points first half when Zach Wilson's going to be playing quarterback and they're going to have like 12 yards of offense on Sunday Night Football. And last point, the Chiefs, 8 straight first half wins as favorites. That's my best.
That's insane.
Card is the Chiefs under a touchdown first half because I think they get out to an early lead. We know the Jets struggle to begin the game, and I want to take advantage before the Jets potentially take out Zach Wilson because I want to bet against Zach Wilson.
So it's actually on FanDuel minus 5.5 first half, minus 120. So I think you would like that even better. But a couple nuggets for you. I did handicap this game, and it's ironically enough similar to last week, and we all know how that turned out, folks. So maybe I'll bet the Chiefs minus 18.5 here come into the first half. But Sunday Night Football, this is the one primetime slot that Patrick Mahomes actually tends to struggle in as well. 10-6 straight up, 7-9 ATS all time. He actually hasn't covered 2 straight Sunday Night Football games. And Zach Wilson, I know he's not good as a New York Jets quarterback, 9-16 record all time. I know you hate these types of handicaps. October is the one month he's actually had the most success in. 2-1 straight up last season, or he's 2-1 at home, 5-3 straight up all time in the month of October. Jets 6-2 ATS in October since 2021. Yeah, this is one where like you're either going to get the same Kansas City Chiefs you got last week, or this is going to be the spot Mahomes lays his egg, and like you start questioning the Chiefs again. So. But I actually endorse that first half bet because let's be honest, if anything is going to go right for this Jets team, it will be when they pull Zach Wilson and Trevor Siemian actually goes.
And don't get me wrong, like I'd agree with you in principle, except Kansas City's like I just think the Jets look like the Bears last week. The stories are not good. It's imploding. There's no point in taking the Jets. And I think literally, like I said, I think at halftime, Zach Wilson's out at quarterback.
Yeah, I can't fault you there. I'm not going to fade the Chiefs on the money on the spread here, but I think there are a lot of points to do it if you're daring. So you know, make your arguments.
Or you could do the beta play. You wait. You don't take the Chiefs. You wait till they're minus like 24 and.
When the game's out of hand and Zach Wilson gets pulled and then they have to hand the ball off every play. Yeah, you know. Why lock it in at 9.5 when I can get it at 18.5?
Just real quick, because I know we don't.
All right. Yep. I agree with you here. This is not my
just
best
real
bet.
Quick. Tell the people about Trevor Siemian real quick. How good is he at quarterback? Ex-Denver Bronco Trevor Siemian.
Well, let's see. Ex-Denver Bronco. He started a season for us because, well, how do I say this? We lost Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler in the same season because Brock Osweiler decided to go get more money with the Houston Texans. Can't really fault him. I get it now, but pretty pissed back then. So we were left with Trevor Siemian and a rookie pick in Paxton Lynch. XFL quarterback Paxton Lynch on not Orlando or
Orlando Guardians, yeah.
God, yeah, which is they were a terrible team too. Paxton Lynch, the only quarterback to get benched in every single major football league.
Oh boy.
So Trevor Siemian is better than Paxton Lynch. That's the nicest thing I can say about him.
There you go, folks.
Did not lead us to a winning record. Yeah, he lasted one season. The next season, I think we signed Case Keenum. And yeah, that's literally. I think he went to Chicago, played the Jets, lost me money because Mike fucking White.
Yeah, baby, Mike White.
Yeah, and Trevor Siemian now just kind of a veteran, gatekeeper type, kind of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick, Josh McCown, just veteran, goes to every team. Joshua Dobbs, he's becoming one of those quarterbacks.
No, see, they're better. Trevor Siemian sucks.
Yeah, Trevor Siemian just say what you will about those other quarterbacks, except for Joshua Dobbs. The other guys lasted a full season. Yeah, this is not going to be good for the Jets. If I have to see Trevor Siemian, I might have to make a new drinking game. Shots for Siemian, maybe.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. All right, let's get into my best bet before we get this shit too crazy. Yeah, favorite of the week, best bet. Might be a square sharp play, but I'm actually taking the Steelers -3 at Houston.
Oh, I like that too.
And don't get me wrong, they're actually tied. They're tied with Cleveland and Baltimore atop the AFC North, and I literally think like the timing of the Steelers game could not be better because they number one, they are tied with two other teams, so now they have to continue to keep building this winning momentum. Otherwise, they're probably going to go back to potential wild card slot. Especially with Cleveland and Baltimore playing each other, you already know one of these teams is going to go down. If Cleveland wins, you have the advantage over them. So this is a must-win game, I feel, for Pittsburgh to begin with, just in that aspect. They are coming off a Cleveland game where they looked like dog shit. They're coming off a Raiders game where their coach literally decided to cover 5 points. Not that it was even the spread, but just
He
decided not to go for it
on
on
as a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, which was really weird, but that could have got out of hand, but they didn't. And then on the other side, like this is also like a fade on the Texans, who are just coming off their one win of the season, beating Jacksonville in what was honestly just a system play. Like it was something we expected. It's something they do every year. But looking at these types of matchups, Texans 0-3 straight up against the AFC North since 2021. They're 2-4 ATS after a win. And actually, more importantly, Texans at home, which I know is the big reason why I actually overheard a Sharp saying he wanted to take Houston because they were at home. Probably should have mentioned 0-9-1 straight up in their last 10 home games. Steelers, 8 straight wins against the AFC South, 7 straight covers with 1 push. 5 straight wins and covers on the road overall. 6-2 straight up all time against the Texans. 3 straight wins against that franchise in total. But yeah, it's literally like this Steelers team is still being devalued as like this mediocre franchise. Tomlin, 3-point favorite against this Texans team who was coming off probably what's going to be their biggest win. Yeah, give me the Steelers all day, -3.
Yeah, this is the.
I kind of hope it goes down 2.5.
It's actually DK 2.5.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. This is. I endorse this play. This is the overreaction play for Houston because they had that big win, and I've heard people talking about how like not Bryce Young, CJ Stroud's the best rookie quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, this is the right time to jump on the Steelers, and yeah, that like you said, the trend lines are definitely in favor of the Steelers. Very good against the AFC South. The Texans, I think, have lost like 9 straight against the NFC North, or AFC North, which you may have mentioned. So yeah, the trend lines definitely favor Pittsburgh. And you know me, I always love to fade a team after they have those, especially like those division spots, those wacky division games where they own another team. Because I think sometimes you get some false finals. So, yeah, this could be the overreaction game of the week. So, agree. Endorse this play.
Amen to that. Money Mansman, the DeGent Court Parlay. Raiders +5.5. Seahawks -105 money line. Over 45.5. -112 on DK. 3-pick parlay gets you 6-1.
Oh, damn. Maybe. That could be. Could be the court parlay for this week.
I'm good with it. I mean,
okay.
Those were double. What was that? Double dog, double fade.
Yeah, lock it in.
Double over under.
Lock it in.
All right, we're gonna do it. All right, that's a unit court parlay.
Gotcha. Okay, we talked about Denver. I guess you said real quick just before we go.
Yeah, real quick.
I'll talk briefly about the Bills game.
Yeah, what's -3 now? It went up from 2.5 to 3. Buffalo is at home.
Too much. I think we all know Josh Allen does really well against Miami, especially at home. So that's an advantage. But this is going to be a pass game for me because I don't have the heart to bet against Buffalo. But I would really look on Miami's side. I mean, their offense is putting together a historic season. Now, do I think Buffalo can do it? Yes. I mean, this is going to be a great game. I'm going to be rooting for Buffalo. I hope they do it. I think they can do it. But like numbers wise, just as a better, to get the Dolphins plus points after what they've done, and they've looked like one of the best teams in the NFL. I don't know. The Bills, they've beaten two bad teams. It's hard to really know what they are, at least right now. I don't know. I'm hoping their defense could pull through. So tough game. I wouldn't recommend that you bet on the Bills side just because I don't know, man. Like -3, just the way Miami's played, and maybe this is an overreaction too. Not a team I'm really like looking to go against, especially laying points. Like I have to win and I have to cover 3 against a team that is like rocking and rolling right now. It's a pass for me, but I'm rooting for Buffalo. I hope they do it, and don't have to hear about how great Tua is for another week.
Well, Mansman, I think you said the magic words. You can't advise people to bet it. You know what that means. Dumbasses like me, I'm going to lay the points -3 on Buffalo.
They can
Yeah,
win.
we know.
They
I
can.
won't even mention. I won't mention that they are really good against the Dolphins. Josh Allen, partial owner of the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa has yet to beat the Bills in Buffalo.
Got close last year.
It got close, but Bills 7 straight wins against Miami at home.
Yeah.
Like it's partial system play, but it's also partial fuck coming off your Super Bowl. This is literally coming off a record-breaking performance. And I'm not going to overthink this. I think a lot of Barneys out there, 76% of the money is on Miami, 77% of the bets as well.
God,
and I think these are just people.
Trap too? Yeah, doesn't this feel like a trap?
It does. This is the trap game. I think Miami, I'm not going to say they're frauds. That would be disrespectful. But let's look at who they played. They came back against the Chargers. They were down in that game for the longest time, if you guys didn't remember. They were on pace to lose that game. Came back and won. Week 2, Sunday Night Football, New England and Bill Belichick won by 7. Just seemed weird. Like Bill Belichick, I know he's more of the defensive side, held him to 7. And then you get this big Broncos blowout, which made me want to have alcohol poisoning. But we'll save that for this weekend. This is just the biggest overreaction I've ever seen on a football team because they beat the fucking Broncos, which pains me to say it, but the fact Miami won by 70, it should have been more. And it wasn't because Miami was great. They didn't really do anything magical, Mahomes-esque. It was just that Denver couldn't get a tackle or stay on their own 2 feet to save their lives. I mean, how many of these shovel passes did they just break through and run 40, 50 yards and get in the end zone? How many of the, one long bomb to Tyreek, and the Dolphins are just the greatest NFL team ever.
God, Tyreek scares me though. The Bills.
I don't get it. I'm not saying it's Chewbacca.
Tyreek over props this week, boys and girls.
No, but
Bills have never stopped him in their career.
Tyreek daily fantasy.
Yeah, he's a Bills killer. They can't stop him.
Yeah. I think both could be true. Tyreek overs all day, but
Tyreek could be the only guy that performs, and Tua could get sacked and throw 3 interceptions. I mean, we've seen that before.
Exactly. But yeah, that's it, folks. DeGent Court Parlay is in. Double fade of the week. Raiders plus 5.5. Best overplay over 45.5 for the Denver Broncos Bears game. Double dog Seattle Seahawks on the money line. Parlayed that. You can get 6-1 right now on FanDuel. Literally 6-1 even, plus 5.99.
Yeah. I think if you're
my best bet, Steelers -3.
Yeah, my bester, KC first half.
It just seems
potentially you could get -5.5 at -120, which is could just print some money. So Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that after we get off here. But Money Mansman, first of all, thank you for not only doing the show with me, thank you for coming on this bachelor party. Thank you for doing this episode as always. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're gonna go win some motherfucking money, folks. That's what we're gonna
Yeah,
fucking do here.
absolutely. And I guess for bachelor party special, let's go get fucking lit.
Get fucking lit, folks. All right, guys. Thank you for joining.
All right.